Piklopedia from Pikmin 4, specifically the entries they have on all the different species of Bulborb. So let's not delay any longer and look at Dalmo, Olimar and Louie's notes. Here we go. Dwarf Bulborb, breadbug family, a miniature reflection of a mature Bulborb. When you see this little mimic stomping around on its stubby legs, you'll fall in love with the remarkably clever beastie. Such a skilled, tiny trickster could mislead anyone. It's born to be adored. Although initially identified as a juvenile Bulborb, groundbreaking new research indicates that this creature is in fact a member of the breadbug family. A close relative of breadbug, it escapes predation through mimicry. Unique adaptation of the Bulborb's crimson coloration allows the species to safely commingle. Such effective adaptation and obfuscation by a prey species is rare, indicating this clever creature is a master of mimicry. For a blissful bisque, mince the entire beast finely and stir in with heavy cream, artichoke hearts, and a pinch of black pepper. Heat slowly until piping hot. Rich and creamy. Albino Dwarf Bulborb, grub dog family. Among all the naturally charming dwarf Bulborbs, this one might have the most attractive and well-balanced conformation. When night falls, the eyes of these fascinating creatures emit an intense glow. Whether to mesmerize prey or help it spot others of its kind, it's an intriguing adaptation. I could stare into those shining eyes forever. A Bulborb Larva after its first molt. Due to its coloration, it was assumed to be a mimic when it was first discovered. It was later confirmed to be a true dwarf Bulborb. To avoid predation from adult Bulborbs, it spends the majority of the daytime hours hiding underground. It becomes more active at night, when its paler coloration is more difficult to see. In this state, it's difficult to discern what species of Bulborb any given juvenile may be by appearance alone. It's only after a Bulborb's second molt that they start to display more distinguishing species characteristics. Peel off the skin, starting at the tail end, then slice thinly and boil in a pot of heavily salted water. Serve immediately. Bulborb, grub dog family. It has wide, googly eyes on protruding stalks, a mouth meant to swallow prey in one large gulp, and powerful red and white polka-dotted hindquarters. It's fierce, and yet it's somehow quite endearing. Be wary of getting lured in by its disarming mien. This large organism has the familiar mandibles and cranial morphology of the grub dog family, as well as the characteristic bulging eyes. As with most grub dogs, the creature's cranium comprises half of its total length and girth. Showing a scarlet abdomen with white spots, this creature is primarily nocturnal, choosing to prey upon smaller creatures returning to their nests. Originally classified as the Spotty Bulborb, further research has reclassified this species as the basic Bulborb. Subspecies of varied colors have recently been discovered, but academics are divided into two rival camps over how to handle their classification. Plump specimens are best spit roasted whole, stuffed with a lime and a slab of bacon. Basted frequently to ensure a magnificently moistened haunch. Jumbo Bulborb, grub dog family. Jumbo, that word sets an image in your mind. Being larger than others of its species means its heart is proportionately bigger too, so its devotion to its family also grows. When it savagely bites, it's only doing so to protect those it cares about. The most loving critters can sometimes also be the fiercest. During reproduction, after an egg is fertilized by a sperm, any excess chromosomes are usually discarded through a process called meiosis. But occasionally, this process fails to occur, and a Bulborb individual will develop irregularly due to this chromosomal abnormality. Specimens like this one are stronger than the average Bulborb and can exhibit more aggressive behavior. However, they are not able to procreate, as they will never reach sexual maturity. It's a large creature, but the meat is tender and flavorful. It's impossible to eat in one sitting, so store some portions for later. Coat the fattier meat in cooking oil and freeze. Leaner cuts should be smoked. Dwarf Orange Bulborb, breadbug family. An imposter posing as the offspring of an orange Bulborb. It resembles the orange Bulborb in every way, not just in the obvious shape, but even down to its sharp senses, alert to each sound and movement in its vicinity. What a lovable little impersonator. Just as dwarf red Bulborbs mimic the appearance of the Bulborb, it was theorized that a variant mimicking the orange Bulborb must also exist. Recent fieldwork has confirmed this theory. Although difficult to prepare, this exquisite creature is more than worth the effort. Great fajitas. Orange Bulborb, grub dog family. If you approach it while it's sleeping, it will immediately wake up, leap to its feet, and peer around nervously. With such finely tuned senses, it's no wonder this Bulborb can get a bit sleep deprived. Though its big bloodshot eyes look surprisingly cute, this This Bulborb species boasts a garish color pattern with a deep orange body and black spots. The orange Bulborb's yellow, bloodshot eyes make it clear that this Bulborb is excessively edgy and high-strung, making it much easier to wake from deep sleep than other species in the grub dog family. This Bulborb's meaty flanks make for deliciously savory steaks that shouldn't be missed. Dwarf Bulbear, grub dog family. This little darling is always with its beloved mother, but when it grows up, she'll drive it away. Though it may seem cruel, she helps it develop the confidence to survive on its own by forcing it to fend for itself. Such practical creatures could teach us a lot about learning to get by in the world. A Spotty Bulborb larva in its third stage of development, this creature's body structure is nearing maturation. However, unlike mature Bulbears, it has yet to claim its own patrol route, and thus it is dependent upon its parent for guarding direction. Remove innards, stuff with sage and finely aged prosciutto, and broil until golden brown. The ultimate crowd pleaser. Spotty Bulbear, grub dog family. One glance and you'll never forget them as long as you live. Those unmistakable bold lips. A most distinctive feature the likes of which I've seen nowhere else in the universe. When I gaze upon them, I wonder if the lips serve double duty as a way to feel the world around it, since this cute little cuddler has no fingers. A mid-sized subspecies within the grub dog family, the Spotty Bulbear's unique feeding habits set it apart from other grub dogs. It patrols a set path, searching for prey instead of passively feeding on creatures that wander into a limited territorial range. When entering Spotty Bulbear habitat, it is wise to proceed with extreme caution until the Bulbear's patrol path can be clearly identified. For an unrivaled green curry, peel away the Spotty Bulbear's skin, pulverize the juicy innards, and stew until curiously fragrant. Dwarf Frosty Bulborb, grub dog family. The ice crystals on its back are finely detailed and delightfully iridescent. As a juvenile of the species, it sometimes overproduces that sparkling layer of crystals. One of its parents will then snappily crack away at the ice so it doesn't weigh the little one down. My heart melts when I see such loving family dynamics out in the wild. Much like more mature specimens, the juvenile Frosty Bulborb is able to create and carry ice on an epidermis that promotes extracellular freezing. However, they take an entire night to regenerate their ice, which is why they're often accompanied by adults. Juveniles display a smaller number of spots than the adults, causing some to believe that this was actually a species of mimicking breadbug. However, the results of further analysis proved this was not the case. A sweet and savory meat that pairs well with a simple green salad. Frosty Bulborb, grub dog family. A creature that thrives in the coldest climates, its ice-coated haunches shimmer like a living jewel in the frigid air. You can admire the way it sparkles to your heart's content, but don't get too close. You'll get frosty frozen on the spot if you touch it. A Bulborb with large amounts of ice and frost covering its midsection. It's unusual to find ice such as this attached to a living organism, as it's cold enough to freeze small animals and regenerates any ice mass that gets broken off. This Bulborb species' intercellular stores of sugars, amino acids, and organic acids provide it with a plant-like resistance to freezing, making it possible for the Bulborb to touch the ice without freezing itself. Sear the rich and fatty meat on both sides in a dab of butter, then sprinkle generously with fresh thyme. For those who prefer leaner meats, I recommend the tip of the nose. Fiery Bulblax, grub dog family. When I see this blazing beastie, I get a rush of excitement. It's easy to lose track of time while staring fixated at the flame-enshrouded form of the fiery Bulblax. Its appearance brings to mind ancient molten landscapes from an era before our earliest ancestors. Bodily excretions of a highly flammable waxy substance interact with the cell structure of this grub dog's skin, causing a chemical reaction that produces extremely high temperatures. The skin benefits from a spongy cell structure that diffuses the surface heat, protecting the creature's inner organs. Due to the astonishing amount of heat produced by this beast, it should be observed with great caution. No stove, no problem. This sizzling beast practically cooks itself. Remember to thoroughly extinguish the steaks prior to eating. Whiptongue Bulborb, grub dog family. Its narrow snout houses an amazing prehensile tongue. It sets its sights and slurps its target right up. The sweet little bean uses this marvel of evolution with great skill. Any creature with a dexterous tongue like that is unlikely to ever go hungry. Instead of the gnashing jaws usually found in related species, it uses its extensible, viscous tongue to capture prey. Even before it opens its mouth, it's recognizable by its tapered snout and black spots against its white back. Some theorize that it evolved its long tongue to snatch prey drawn to high-blooming flowers, but a recent finding confirmed that until its second molt, This creature feeds with its teeth much like other grub dog species. It will begin to use its tongue once it reaches adulthood. Pat the tongue dry, then coat all sides with a spicy dry rub of your choice. Grill over high heat until the outside is perfectly crisped. Bulborb Larva. Grub dog family. A toddling infant that anyone would love. With the body and delicate skin of a newborn, this cute little button is sensitive to all stimuli. Whatever you do around it must be done slowly, gently, and quietly. As adorable as this baby is, you might be tempted to embrace it, but don't. You could squish the fragile darling. As its name implies, this creature is a Bulborb in its early stage of development. Its distinct Bulborb coloration has yet to appear, but it already exhibits other uniquely Bulborb characteristics. It is capable of hunting nourishment independently without the help of its parents. This meager creature offers little meat, but its eyeballs are a local delicacy. Try them with okra and a dollop of sour cream. Empress Bulblax. Grub dog family. The striking polka dots along the expansive hide provide the very image of royal splendor. While that regal presence essential for queenly quality might throw you off your guard, her grand, lumpy figure has more than just visual impact. When provoked, this charmer will roly-poly over and squash any threats. Approach with the utmost caution. Initial observations place doubt on the capability of the grub dog family to support a strong and or bee-like social structure, but recent studies show the family is capable of such complexity for brief periods when certain external parameters are met. The egg sac of the largest female grub dog within a given range swells to dramatic proportions in response to environmental changes, such as the sudden depletion of prey species. These females temporarily take on the role of pack matriarch. Also, in pack formation, it has been observed that nearly all males not involved in species reproduction undergo natural sex changes. The characteristics of such specimens are quite intriguing indeed. For sophisticated delicacy, make a pâté de foie gras for this massively obese creature's liver and spread it over a sesame cracker. Emperor Bulblax. Grub dog family. It has broad, moss-covered flanks and a head like a desert, complete with big drooping jowls and small googly eyes. This creature appears to be quite moody, but it does have a cooperative streak. The way this temperamental bulbous giant cohabitates with others of its kind is quite surprising. The largest member of the grub dog family is normally found burrowed underground. This camouflage allows the predator to surprise smaller creatures and use its long, adhesive tongue to capture prey. The thick hide and angular hump give the organism a distinct rock-like quality. During the rainy season, moss grows freely on its hump, making it nearly impossible to distinguish this lethal predator from a stone. To prep the tongue for cooking, marinate in olive oil and chop into cubes. Stir in a pot with carrots, potatoes, and chives. Cover and simmer over low heat for several hours. Accompany this mouth-watering rustic stew with a hearty roll. Sovereign Bulblax. Grub dog family. The value a living creature has within its ecosystem has no relation at all to how big or small it is. That being said, this massive mountain of a critter is truly majestic. Not only does it have the courage and means to lay waste to any opponent, it also has a roar that could make the boldest traveler start to tremble in their spacesuit. An Emperor Bulblax of extremely advanced age, it will no longer display the pack behavior commonly exhibited by younger members of its species. Instead, as an individual ages, it leaves the herd and exhibits more solitary behaviors. It feeds by using its strongly developed legs to leap upon and crush its prey with speed disproportionate to its massive body. To determine the age of any given specimen, you can count the rings of hide calcified in the form of a carapace. One ring forms roughly every year the creature lives. Individuals with over 100 age rings have been discovered so far. The sovereign Bulblax's back is often covered in moss and pteridophytes. On a few occasions, specimens have been found with a rare species of mushroom called bulburl growing on its back. For a light appetizer, pluck the ferns off its back and lightly cook to remove any astringent flavor. The tongue, eyes, lips, meat, and fat are very tasty and can be prepared in a variety of ways. Mature specimens have a more highly developed umami flavor.